Let's talk about the concept of smallgroups-to-the-max.com. Our purpose is to assist highly motivated churches to maximize the effectiveness of their small group ministry. Keywords here are assist, highly motivated, and effectiveness. Nothing is automatic. Success comes with motivation and effort. How do we measure effectiveness? Well, small group ministry is dynamic and fluid, much like clouds and birds in the air or the waves on the seashore. Small group ministries are designed to teach the Bible, reach, minister, and care, and develop the ones reached into mature disciples. Obviously, this is difficult to measure with accuracy. It is much like trying to measure the dynamic flow of clouds or birds in the air. So how do we measure effectiveness? You do it by observing and measuring results in behavior. SmallGroups-to-the-max.com uses growth in small group enrollment and attendance as a surrogate measure of effectiveness. Ineffectiveness leads to decline, and effectiveness leads to growth. Obviously, groups can't grow beyond the potential presented by their context. A rural church with a low-density population does not have the same potential as an urban church in a high-density population, but both have some potential. So how does SmallGroups-to-the-max.com assist highly motivated churches to reach their potential? Well, first, the church must set an annual enrollment goal. The enrollment goal defines where the small group ministry wants to go. But setting a goal in no way causes growth or effectiveness. The goal simply helps clarify the efforts that are needed to achieve it. What are they? Well, first of all, we must find prospects, those who may become future members. A prospect is defined as a person whose name, spiritual condition, contact information is recorded and assigned to an appropriate small group. Prospects represent the potential for growth. Second, we must create additional small groups in keeping with that potential. Third, we must enlist and equip teachers and small group leaders to lead the small groups. Fourth, provide appropriate space for each group. And 5, build bridges to prospects, that is, build relationships with the expectation of enrolling them in small groups. This involves each member in the reaching ministering process. Every member buys into the objectives of the small group, and every member participates in the efforts to achieve the goals of the small group. Each of the efforts that I've mentioned must progress simultaneously. Each effort complements the other. It's like an orchestra. Each instrument blends with, supports, enhances, and is in coordination with all the other instruments. To leave one effort out is to ensure less effectiveness. I know, this sounds like a lot of work. That's correct. I'm glad that you understand that, and that's exactly why we focus on highly motivated churches. But if you are not trying to become more effective, it means you have settled for mediocrity, and frankly, that is not in sync with the New Testament teachings. Jesus said, "As the Father has sent me, so send I you. And go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled." I think he's talking about effectiveness here. SmallGroups-to-the-max.com, we provide some motivation, but we assume you are motivated by the teachings of Christ, that you are empowered by the Holy Spirit, and are committed to serve Him in the most effective ways possible. If that is true, we believe that SmallGroups-to-the-max.com can assist you, and we look forward to helping you and your small group reach their potential. So why do I need SmallGroups-to-the-max.com, you may be asking yourself. It looks like something we could do on our own. Let me be the first to admit that we are not indispensable to your success or effectiveness. Churches grew before computers or the internet, and they can certainly grow today without it. So how can we assist you? First, we help you identify the essential elements of small group ministry growth and set goals for each based on your annual enrollment goal. From the data you enter weekly, we visualize your progress in charts toward those goals, indicating week by week strengths and weaknesses. If you accomplish your goals, we also suggest growth in baptisms, small group attendance, worship attendance, and offerings. We provide a second chart that plots your progress week by week over time. We call it Quick Look. We hope these visual representations of your data will be both instructional and motivational. Second, we link you to online resources that can assist in equipping small group teachers and leaders. Each teacher leader will have access to the charts as well as the online resource library. They can search the library for resources by selecting an age group, then a subject. The subject will list multiple resources. All available resources can also be accessed in one long list. Our hope is that highly motivated teachers and leaders will, on their own initiative, access materials that can help them. When your small group Bible study membership buys into your values, standards, and methods and holds one another accountable, you will become more effective. Let me illustrate with a story from Chick-fil-A. I attended a leadership conference recently where one of their top executives was presenting. He told a simple story that stuck with me. A little lady was in one of their restaurants and was served, and she told the server, "Thank you." And the server responded, "You are welcome." But the customer observed a sign on the wall of the restaurant with a phone number to call to make a comment. She took the phone, called and reported, quote, "The young lady was very nice who served me, but I wanted you to know that she said thank you. She should have said it is my pleasure." And of course that's Chick-fil-A's standard. The point of the story was how loyal their customer base is. The customer had bought into the culture of Chick-fil-A and so much wanted Chick-fil-A to succeed that she was herself a part of the quality control team, or at least she saw herself as that. It takes a long time of constant effort to create and maintain such a loyal customer base, and Chick-fil-A is rightly to be proud. Here's the question. How loyal is the membership base of your small group Bible study ministry? Are they anxious for you to succeed? Do they see themselves as part of the team? Do they know your values? Have they bought into the methods? Do they hold one another accountable? Maybe we can help you develop a more effective small group ministry culture in your church. If that turns out to be the case, it would indeed be our pleasure. Thank you.